Hey there, Tom Romeo from PCS. I want to share with you a little trick that I'm doing in my Azure portal to help save costs. So, we have at PCS a Action Pack subscription, and that gives us a $100 a month credit on the Azure platform. Now you see my actual cost in the month before in January went over $100. And what happens when that happens, your subscription gets suspended until the next month, and then it becomes reactivated. And you see, I only have one VM, a few disks, a public IP address, and that's pretty much it. And the biggest cost was the virtual machine. Okay, so let me show you that virtual machine. You see, it's just a standard B2MS, right? And if we look at the sizing chart, a B2MS, I'm waiting for the costs to load. So while that's happening, because I don't want to lag in this, you see how there's one machine that's actually a little bit smaller. There's a B2S. Okay, so now a B2MS is $66 a month, and a B2S is $36 a month. And you see how the only real difference here that I care about is that I've got 4 gigs of RAM instead of 8 gigs of RAM. So during the day, I'm not going to actually resize it. During the day, I want the full 8 gigs of RAM because it's a demo server and I want people to be able to use it, and I want to be able to give demonstrations about Traverse. But at nighttime, I still want it running because at nighttime it does all the archiving, it does all the backups and everything. SQL Server Express is on that server. So I want those things to run. I want my backups to run. So as you see, towards the end of the month, let's see if we can do it by accumulated costs. Okay, so towards the end of the month, see how it exceeded. Oh, that's my current. Okay, we're going to get to that in a minute. Let's go to, how come I can't find the last billing period here? All right, well, never mind. So you see how my trajectory now in my new plan, I'm expected to get by the end of my billing period to $79. So that's like a 30% savings, or at least a 20% savings. And it's not the savings that I care about so much, is that I can keep the thing running for the full month. That's what I care about, right? But if you've got a lot of VMs, you would care about a 20% savings. Here's how I did it. I created an automation account, and the automation account is going to resize my VMs. So what I've done, now the automation account has to be created as a run as account. That's the critical aspect here. And then I created 2 run books. One of them is to downsize, and the downsize occurs on a schedule, 7 p.m. every day, and that's 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, and if I go back and edit, here's the script. And you could find scripts like this on the internet, but basically I'm running as my current Azure connection, and then I'm selecting my resource group and my VM, and I'm changing it to a standard B2S, okay? And now I'm going to revert back to the published version because I really don't want to edit. And we're going to go back to here, and then in the morning, I have the opposite. So it's on a schedule, 7 a.m., and if you look at the script, it resizes it back to a standard B2MS, okay? And you can see how they've all completed. So basically at 7 p.m., I shrink my VM down. It actually does a reboot. And then at 7 a.m., I bring it back up to the full production version, and it does a reboot. And then, as you can see, I'm at the 2 CPUs, 8 gig of memory, and after 7 p.m., it's going to reduce back down to 4 gig of memory. And you can see from the automation script that it actually worked, but you can also see on the resource health that every day I have health events. And the health event is it was resized, right? You see it. So the resizing is actually working. And this, I have 10 days left from my billing cycle, but this should get me well below my $100 cap, and my VM should stay up the whole month. Now let's take a look at something else. So if we look by daily, right, my daily costs, here's how I don't understand the projection, right? So the projection says, now see the numbers change, and that's because my time frame changed. But the projection said $79 or whatever it was. But you see how after I started doing this new procedure, right, on February 20th, my costs have been staying below $3 a month, whereas prior to that, they were closer to $4 a month, and that was because I wasn't resizing the VM. So if I pick a custom date range and say, or why don't I just take the current billing period? Okay, so see the current billing period, it's projecting me out to be about $80, which I don't understand, because if you take $3 and multiply it by 31 days or 30 days, it's over 90. So I don't really understand how this projection occurs, but we will see at the end of the month what the actual final number is, but I'm sure that my actual final number is going to be less than 100, which is going to allow me to keep my VM running for the full month without it shutting down. And that is all I wanted to show you, because, think about if you've got a bunch of VMs and you're using, let's say, larger VMs, larger than what we've got going on here, right? Because I've just got a little demo VM, right? So let's say you've got 10 VMs and they're all, let's take a look at the different sizes. Let's say you're running, it takes a little while for the prices to load, 10 VMs at 132 a month. At nighttime, you can drop them down to 36 as long as, the specs match. And for 12 hours, when no one's using them, but they still need to be up, you're going to save yourself that difference per VM. Or the other thing you can do, which, again, I said I can't do, is you can do an automatic shutdown. Problem with the automatic shutdown is it shuts it down. It doesn't bring it back up. But with the automated script that I showed you here, right, instead of doing a resize, I could do a shutdown at night, and I could do a startup in the morning, all automatic, and then you save yourself even more money. Thanks for watching, and remember, you can download all of our software from our website.